Okie dokie, okie dokie. How to be sovereign when everyone's coming to get you. Right. No piece of paper is going to help anyone claim their sovereignty as long as they still look over the fence to see what they are doing, how they're doing it, and being afraid and prepping and so on. That's not sovereignty. I started my quest into finding the truth a long time ago. I only had available at the time the Bible, the Code of Jewish Law, Egyptology, autobiography of a yogi, conversations with God, and so on. Based on what I understood up to the age of about 20 something, 23, 4, something like that, I figured out that the game is rigged and it didn't make any sense. And I saw absolutely no point in this system, no point whatsoever in the whole concept of eating, shitting, buying houses, popping kids, putting up with some stinky man, the nuclear family and all that bullshit. I saw no purpose in the game, no point whatsoever in what the world was selling as life. So not based on depression, not based on anything at all, I decided this is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And I want to go and bitch slap God or whoever the creator of this bullshit is in his face or her face or its face, because it's the stupidest game I have ever seen. And there is no point whatsoever in anything. I couldn't. And there was no depression. So don't start with whoever's, like Matt is saying, don't throw your rubber duckies out, because it's not about fucking depression. It's not. It's just literally looking realistically at what they call life and thinking, this is just stupid. Why the fuck would you wake up to do that shit all over again? No. So I wanted to commit suicide just because I was thinking, no, I'm not playing. And whilst I was preparing my house to, because I had gas, and I thought that's very tidy and clean and so on to kill myself. As I said, I was early 20s. And it was before I went to Brazil. I went to Brazil in 2002, something like that, or 2001, something like that. And I stayed there for a year. But before that, this was before that. So whilst I'm preparing my house, I'm calling God out. How can you be so fucking stupid? How can you pretend? How can you, this thing with, you take the children, because this was the explanation of, oh, some children die because, you know, the parents have to, life is not really all there is, like the children are going back to God, and sometimes the birth of the child is just so that the parents learn something and awaken something. So I was like, hold on. So we come from source knowing nothing, so we learn some bullshit so we can go back to source. And for that, kids and animals and all of that, because the earth is just a playground. Whatever you do is just to teach you, and then you're reborn. And whatever cosmology, whatever religion, whatever your belief system is, if you take it, if you think about it all the way to its conclusion, you realize it's a stupid, useless nuisance of a concept, of a nonsense. So I said, you know what? I'm going to kill myself just so I punch someone in the face, whoever created this bullshit game. So I'm calling God out and I'm cursing him out and I'm telling him everything that's wrong with everything. My father had killed himself when he was 38. He was miserable and all of that. So, and then he became an alcoholic and so on, because he too was pushed by my psycho mom into marrying her. Anyway, long story. So he killed himself. So to me, the concept of killing yourself was literally the ultimate gutsy thing to do, not. And honestly, oh, you're cursed if you do it and you're whatever, whatever. I didn't give a shit about that. So I wouldn't give a shit about that now. Anyway, so I'm preparing the house to kill myself and I'm having it out with God. And I'm telling it that every bad word you can think of, I was cursing it the fuck out. For the stupid game that I didn't choose to be into, sends me into. Oh, because it's so fucking exciting to wake up every morning to go to work and to school and to do all this bullshit for some freaking job so you can have a roof over your head, or fuck some idiot and have some stupid kids that, oh, it was just dumb. And I still believe it's dumb. Anyway, but by this stage, I've been reading a lot of material, but I understood it to the capacity I had at the time. And I wasn't dense or anything, but by 20 something, you only have so much experience. Okay. So I'm preparing the house, I'm sealing everything and so on, and I'm thinking, I let the gas run and fuck it. As I'm doing that, I'm so frustrated because I can't bitch slap anyone in the face. I'm so frustrated and angry that I'm crying. I'm crying and cursing like really badly. And then everything was sealed. The oven was open and I wanted to, the last thing was to turn the gas on. And now I have no memory of exactly what happened. I put my pillow down where I was gonna go to sleep near the gas thing, so not even going to bed because it was gonna take too long and so on. And I didn't want to smell it, I just wanted to be quick. And so I'm preparing myself and I go into a blank. But I know I didn't turn anything on. I know that for a fact. I did. But somehow in my fury and in my anger, and my face all wet from crying, I'm kind of blanking out. And as I'm blanking out, to everything, every curse, every accusation, everything I said, I was being sent with a ridiculous sense of humor. I was being sent fragments from books that I've been reading as an answer, but somehow with the curtain of my mind opened because I understood it at another level. And it was literally to every one of my claims, it was giving me an answer. It was answering me back. And it was explaining to me that if you are to think of fair and a point, yeah, there isn't any, because we are trained to think in the sense of you do this to get that. You kind of cause and effect. And I was explained, there is no such thing. There is just being. Even if I leave the body, no, I won't be punished and I won't come back as a cockroach and I won't be back to fucking do it all over again because some bullshit lesson has to be learned. No, none of that bullshit. But my being, my existence, my being won't stop. So I'll just be elsewhere with another set of not challenges, because they're only challenges because we're making them challenging, but so I was answered at the time. that wherever you go, there you are. Nothing's gonna happen if you leave the body or not. It's up to you. You can do as you please. No one's stopping you. There is no such thing as a punishment. There may be another choice, but there is no such thing as right choice. There is just a choice with its um, outcomes, and that's that. So wherever I go, there I am, and there is absolutely no option of not being. So I was like, but that was not the only thing, because I said so many things, and I was accusing the creator of so much that it answered me a lot of the things that I wanted to know. Anyway, so I woke. So I was on with this pillow in my arms, on my knees, kind of like, because I was about to lie down, and my face all wet. But I was laughing, and I was laughing hysterically, because literally this entity was taking the piss of me. It was literally making fun of me, and it was showing to me the ridiculousness of my tantrum. It literally showed me as a 2-year-old having a fucking tantrum and trying to gas myself over a fucking tantrum simply because I was too thick to grasp that life doesn't have to be hard. Life here or elsewhere just is. Anyway, so then I continued my life as it was, but I had always this instinct of avoiding taxes, cutting corners, changing my name, traveling and moving to other countries, not being married, kids. No, under no circumstance I, I would bring another soul until I figure out what the point is. What's the point of this experience? There is no way. There was never a desire in me of dropping another soul into this hellhole. So anyway, so I continued from then on to cut more corners, to have more fun, to enjoy the being more and more and more. And then I clicked with the fact that time isn't linear, that time isn't past, present, future at all, but that something in the future is giving me a set of circumstances to take me somewhere. Now, this someone in the future that I'm going to become, I can drag my feet to it, I can block it, and then it will try the same thing with another entity, so not necessarily through me. And so that which needs to happen in what we call the future will happen kicking or screaming, with me or without me. There is no punishment if I call myself out. There is absolutely nothing. So I said, okay. Well, I said, you know what? I'm not breathing myself. I'm not beating my own heart. I didn't fuck to get myself here. I have no memory of my agreement to come here. Something had a plan. Something somewhere had a plan. So I kind of I became more and more a passenger, an onlooker on into my own life. So life became easier and easier. Then I did some Vipassana meditation, and then I got a little bit more open mentally and so on. Then I started drinking, partying more. That was fun. And so I let life happen. And in that time, I was still programmed enough to think, but something is still wrong with me because I'm not saving money. I was manifesting everything easily anyway, but I'm not saving money. I have no intention to get married. So there was still this self-help industry that was kind of rampant at the time and kind of caught me a little bit in until I divorced it as well, because I realized lists and goals and bullshit, what for? To achieve what? It was just stupid. So I divorced that bullshit as well. But there was still a sense in me that that I'm the outsider, that I'm wrong, because I find the whole getting married and children and buying a house and so on, I find it not only not for me, but I find it utterly stupid. So there was still a part of me that was trying to fix me. And then came the conjunction 2020 in December, the grand conjunction of Jupiter and things and Saturn. And then I started to click that everything here, it's a rigged game. That everything here, it's a fucking joke. Mediocrity or subpar gets success. That's why everyone has a boss that's a complete moron. That's why the companies that invent something beneficial are swallowed by monstrosities and idiocracy is running rampant because the system is rigged. And then I found out that we're not on a globe. Then I find out about maritime law. Then I find out about the sickness system that's called the health system. Then I found out, I knew already about, I always avoided taxes. I would not go to a doctor if you killed me. So there were things in me that instinctively I was always driven, always driven. But with the conjunction, I realized how perfectly my instinct was driving me. I was blindly going, because as I said, I became a passenger in my whole life. So I was blindly going along. But then when I found out how deep and layered is the betrayal, I said, oh fuck, that's why. Now it all makes sense. Now I understood why I am the way I am and why my instinct was so against the norm. So I'm not a normie. So many of the people that know me and so on, oh, you're crazy. You do that, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Yeah, to you, stupid little moth, yeah, I'm crazy. And thank fuck I'm not like you. But it all started from that thing when I started to realize, no, I don't need to take control. What am I going to take control of? I didn't, as I said, I don't breathe me. I didn't bring me here. I don't beat my own heart. Why the fuck would I take the system on and go on paper trails to claim my sovereignty and so on? And then I said, fuck it. Look at my life and look at their life. They have to sit and plot to keep all this system of sheep going to where the fuck they're going. I don't care. So I said, okay, how can I claim sovereignty without sinking my toes in this pig feed that is the system? Because no, I don't want to claim, I don't want to start fighting with governments and doing papers so that they say I'm such and such. I'm sovereign to them. No, I said there has to be an easier way. There has to be an easier way. So it goes back to the placebo. It goes back to what you don't know doesn't hurt you, but also if you're sovereign, what do? You bless something, you knight something, you crown something, you give the decree of something. So what's placebo? Someone gives you something, you believe it's a tablet that's going to make you well, and it makes you well. So what would be the point in me freaking out what they are putting in the water, in the fruit, in the this, in the that, in the other, when I need absolutely nothing to be here. I need nothing to be here. And if something instinctively I want to eat or drink or touch something or play with something, I choose every one of these moments, whether I'm sovereign or I'm slave. If I'm slave, I'm a victim to absolutely everything that the truthers are discovering, right? If I'm sovereign, exactly like with the placebo, I put my best intention and I bless it as sovereign, I bless it, I decree it as good, and I take it in full faith. And again, what? I'm way bigger than their scientism. I'm way bigger than their primitive little worldview, whoever they are. And look at my life. I go coffee drinking, I go partying, I dress up, I play ladies, I buy shoes, I do with my day as I wish. I don't have to be on no platform. I don't have to speak to no people. I don't have to lie. So, if one wants to be sovereign, all you have to do is say to them, every time you think of them, instead of searching more to have more to be afraid about, just bless them. Just bless them. They are there to give you contrast, to wake the fuck up. Your choice is always, are you being sovereign to something? Are you putting yourself above or under it? Indifferent of what it is. And it reminds me of this example from Autobiography of a Yogi. No, not there. No, there was another story where a monk somewhere had gangrene or something on his leg, and there were worms that were eating the rotten flesh that the gangrene was creating in his leg. Now, parasites, right? Oh, you have to get rid of parasites. No, he was digging and he was in dire circumstances. That's why he couldn't mend his foot and his leg or whatever was breaking down on him. And he had these maggots. Now, normally you would go and you would take antibiotic and this and that and the other. So there were so many maggots on his wound that they would literally fall out. So he would continue doing his work and he would take the maggots that fell out and put them back on his wound. To the normal person, oh my God, kill them and take that and do that and do the other and the other to get rid of the maggots. He just thought, nah, if they're there, they must have a reason. So they're there until they don't need to be there anymore. He blessed them. And then what do you find out about maggots? They never ever eat live flesh because the energy, the blood, the life in the cellular construction of the live flesh electrocutes them. So they only eat that which is rotten. So the same with what's happening with in everyone's everyday life. Let it be and claim your sovereignty by blessing what's in front of you. If you only have access to tap water, bless your fucking water. Benediction. Benediction is to benedict, is to dictate beneficial things on it. Bless it. And don't start with the etymology be less and bullshit. No. Go to what blessing really means, which is to benedict, to say good about it. The reason, again, I go to placebo. The reason placebo works is because in your mind, you blessed it. By you accepting that that's going to do you good, no harm, you can eat a ton of butter, a ton of cheese, or whatever the fuck your diet says that it's detrimental. If you bless it, it cannot harm you. As long as you're a sovereign, you can wipe your ass with your sovereignty paper. For as long as you keep looking over your shoulder, who's gonna victimize you next, you're still someone's little bitch. You wanna be sovereign? Claim your sovereignty with the power of your fucking mouth and mind. Bless whatever the fuck is in front of you. If it's just a breath of air, bless it. Why? No, you don't need copper. No, you don't need magnesium. No, you don't need nothing. How do I know you don't need it? When a person at 100 and plus years old dies and it's burned for the ashes to be thrown away and whatever, what comes of this person is still the same essential minerals that creates the building block of what was that body. So you have everything inside of you. Your body malfunctions because you curse it. You don't bless it. And every time you look at who's doing you what and who's doing what over there and there and there, you're cursing your every moment. You can't be sovereign as long as you curse this, that, and the other. Sovereignty is claimed every moment by whatever it is in front of you. Are you blessing it or are you cursing it? For as long as you keep going like an idiot to every Tom, Dick, and Harry to tell you what to eat and drink, you're a fucking moron and a little bitch. That cannot bring you to sovereignty. And also, why would you sit and take, oh, let's go protest, let's go show them? Why? Why? Did you have your coffee? Do you have a roof over your head? When you don't have it, that means whoever breeds you, whoever beats your heart, it's putting you in a different experience. Bless your fucking experience. If you end up under a bridge, if you end up with a bullet in your head, you don't. Who are you to think? Well, you brought yourself here? No. Stop thinking that that's the part you're in control of. So there's the talk I had with myself. And I realized I've been in control all along. And all I can do is what I've always done. And bless that which I can do. Bless that which is in front of me. If I only have access to an apartment and the air above me is being sprayed and rah, 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 I can't change what is. I can't change what is. I can't change it. I can sit and fight with it. I can sit and find out in how many ways I'm getting fucked over. Or, like a little bitch. Or, I can say, whoever breeds me and brought me here needs this for its plan. So benedict it. Then you're a fucking sovereign. Now, then obviously I found out about Tartaria and mud flood and all of that. And so because I already believe that reality is non-linear, time is non-linear, and based on that, reality is therefore non-linear. Obviously, I realized I found it very, very interesting. I've always, even the fact that I'm in Europe now, it's because of the buildings. I was in Australia and New Zealand, and I was craving the old architecture, what we call now antiquitech and impossible architecture and so on. And yes, I went to Cologne, and I saw the thing and I cried because the first time I saw it was in 1992 when I did my OE. And so I saw it when I was now a year or so ago. I've seen it again and I literally cried and so on. It's amazing. So the impossible architecture that we're trying to figure out. Well, we already know now that underneath us, it's another world. It's full of tunnels. The tunnels are communicating. Reality is a lot more than our what our senses allow us, our physical senses allow us to see. And so I was thinking, and the pyramids and so on, I was thinking, everything that we see with Antiquitech or whatever, with the tips still showing and so much being mud flooded, even if it's not mud flooded, so much we know, so many tunnels and so on is underneath. Well, we already know that there is life at the lower level. So I started thinking, what if it's a situation of upstairs, downstairs? So, because we see how much of the earth has been mined and so on, and how the cataclysms and the trees are gone and so on. But I'm thinking, what if all the tips of what we're seeing up here continues to feed something down there? Because Paul Cook, with Malta and so on, he saw how many tunnels, and then the catacombs and the tunnels under and America, it's all tunneled under and so on, and everything is blocked off, and we want to stick our nose in it. But I don't know if we should. If we were meant to, we would, that which breeds us would give us that experience. But we shouldn't stick our nose, which is in things that are not underneath our nose now. I'm not saying don't research. I'm not saying, because I've researched for the past 3 years, like I overloaded on information from everyone that was putting out. Oh my God, I can't even, I'm following the most amazing minds of our times, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, what's upstairs, what's here where we are, is feeding something downstairs. And there's clear signs that downstairs there is something happening. So we can't make sense of our constructions, and we don't know, like, okay, we see that they make energy, they make this, they make that. But to sit and think that life here is be all end all, oh, we have to protect our financial system, our cash, we have to protest, we have to, hold on. As I said, you didn't bring yourself here. You don't know what you don't know. So you don't know what's coming. Oh, because if we die, yeah, well, if we die, we die. If the cataclysm comes, whatever, there is still a next stage, and we beating our chest to take control over something we have not a clue about. We just woke up to realize we've been enslaved, and so now, oh, to fix the system. How the fuck? You didn't create the system. The system, you just woke up into it. What? Oh, I woke up in 2015. Oh, I woke up with 9/11. Well, good for you. Bottom line is, this is not your game. This is not, you're just a small little peg in the whole context of things. So what if what's upstairs is feeding what's downstairs, and we are upstairs? We don't need to see it. If we are to experience it, we will. So our putting the brakes on, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, let them do it. Just bless it. Bless your every moment. We can all become sovereign right here, this moment, right now, if everything that comes in our mouth and gets out of our mouth, it's a fucking blessing. The end.